yeah, then in the course of that, I got a job as a waiter.
Okay.
Yes, I got a job as a waiter. I used to there's a club in Jogord that used to be called Wood Park. It was a bit fancy, but it was in Jogord. My salary per month was 8,000 bob.
How many hours were you working?
If I'd get in at, it depends. I know weekend is when you're
This is chaos.
chaos.
Yeah.
But if you get in the morning, you're out at 3. If you get in at 3,
You're now out.
You're out at 9, 10,
And
depending
you're
on the
working,
night.
what, 6 days a week?
6 days. 6 days a week. Yeah, you had one
Yeah,
off.
one day off.
Yeah,
8,000 bob.
8,000 bob. So when I was taking the afternoon shifts in the morning, I just wake up, thrift, see my clients, then come into work later.
Again, were you working as a waiter or taking up these gigs to make money, or was it to kill the boredom and not waiting
There
for
was
the
that,
results?
and then it became a money thing because I decided to move out of home. And I moved to a house.
Yeah.
It was 3,500
Yeah.
per month.
So now you needed to pay,
And I needed to
you
pay
pay
rent
and
oil.
stuff.
Fortunately, the
Yeah.
house that included water,
Yeah.
that included electricity, because then you had to buy water for the house.
What's the best experience you had as a waiter?
Best experience.
Yeah.
The tips.
Yeah.
It makes so much. The tips per month would be twice my salary. Yeah, the tips were good.
Worst experience?
What's the experience?
Did you ever like drop a plate of food or
No, not really. I think I just dealt with drunkards. Yeah, I think that was just. Yeah, I think that was. I did. No one escaped with my bill.
Yeah.
I was keen enough.
yeah?
But
But that used to happen.
people used to lose money.
And if that happens, you pay for the
Yes.
meal
Yeah, you pay for the drinks or whatever.
or the drinks or whatever they have taken. Wow, okay, that's rough.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're doing all of this in between before you go to uni.
Before I go to uni.
Yeah. And so now when you get to uni, are you still keeping up with your
So when I get to uni,
your workings?
initially,
Yeah.
so I didn't make it to the job and have
Right.
help and everything.
Right.
So initially, when was getting into uni, the plan was to get support from family.
The folks. Yeah, that your uncles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my uncle said, "This is how much I can do. Can do more." Then there's another person who bailed entirely, and then my aunt, in the process, as I started, she used to live in the States, also got into uni at the same time. So it became a bit of a challenge. So now I needed to actually
What
work.
percentage of fees
think-
was your uncle able to
I
cover?
think 50%.
50%. Okay.
And then I just cover the 50%.
Yeah.
And then
Living expenses.
living expenses. So it was a bit. I
Like
think
you-
I find my campus life must have been the. I consider I was the loneliest at that time because I couldn't have fun when other people were having fun. I actually needed to go figure out
How you're gonna make
how I'm gonna go through campus for
Yeah.
a bit. In the process, I got help, so it sort of reduced strain for one semester per year. So you had to work for one
the other.
semester.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And yeah.
I used to occasionally take a casual at the restaurant, the bar
Okay.
for the weekends.
Okay.
Then on the weekdays, I used to wake up, thrift, go meet the clients. Also, one day of the week was for that. Then the rest of the time would be in school, and maybe go back to now to collect payments and stuff like that.
So ideally, you're working about 3 days a week.
Yes.
And how much? How? I mean, if I'm trying to remember, fees a semester would be about what, 100,000 there about.
No, it was like 67.
67,000. So your uncle's covering half. So you need to raise
About 30.
about 30 something.
Yes.
And then now your living expenses.
Yes.
So how long would it take you to be able to raise cash for?
There's a
for
day I think I thought I was gonna die because it was deadline day
For
and
fees.
for fees, and
Yeah.
I didn't have like 20 Gs. So I called my uncle, like, I'm gonna call off the semester. He was like, actually no, I have some money that I've received. Go to the bank. He was in the States. Go to the bank, tell them, and they lock you inside the bank. so that you stay there because the thing you had to deposit the money on that day.
Yeah.
If not, then you have to
you
call off the
forfeit,
semester.
yeah.
So I was locked in the bank, Aga Khan Cooperative.
As you're waiting now for...
Yeah, and they waited. They I don't remember the tellers, but they were very gracious. They waited. So they had to wait. We received the money on Western Union, from Western Union, then deposit it.
Okay. All right. That's like chaining yourself.
They were like, he was like, just go and wait in the bank.
Yeah.
So I told them, I explained to the teller. She was like, that's fine.
Okay. Did it spur at this point in time now? Because it sounds like you're working a minimum of 2 different jobs. You're trying to raise money. You're getting support. You're moved out. You're now living in this place as well. Are you having any thoughts around, I need to make money?
Always, all the time.
Yeah.
Everything was like, how can I make money? How can I do this? How can I improve? What can I do?
Yeah.
That was the thought the whole